Successful Summit.
Welcome back, the Money Magnet Show. I want to say good morning to you wherever you are listening to me from. And this is the Money Magnet Show. And on Fridays, we normally have everything about legal opportunities. So today I'm going to be talking about your rights and where you can access legal services. I said I was going to do that the other time, so that's what I'm going to do today. We want to talk about what are your fundamental rights in Nigeria, and how can you access all of this opportunity. Okay, I'm going to be dealing with that. I will like to go on a short break. When I am back, I want to talk about this in detail. Stick around, don't go away.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money. Yeah. With Successful Sanmi at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Summit.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information,
call 0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money. Yeah. With Successful Summit at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Summit.
On High Impact Radio, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Successful Summit.
Okay, welcome back, the Money Magnet Show, and the Money Magnet Show, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we always talk about money, business, finance, and how you can make it, manage it, multiply it, and maximize it. But on Fridays, we talk about legal stuff, legal analysis, and we try to see how you can take advantage what is around you. Let me go on a break. When I'm back, we'll look at this in detail. Stick around and go away.
Start your day with Impact as we give you positive affirmations, traffic updates, entertainment, fun trivia, and many more on Morning Impact. From 6 a.m. to 12 noon every day on High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
And I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money. Yeah. With Successful Summit at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Summit.
Okay, welcome back. The Money Magnet Show. So sorry, we were trying to get some things right. So I said we're going to speak about your right. Now, as a Nigerian, there are some certain things that you are entitled to, and those things are called your fundamental human right. They are enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution. And I want you to take note of the word I used, enshrined. Enshrined meaning that they are engraved in the Nigerian Constitution. And ordinarily, those rights are fundamentals. They are basic. They are what you have even as a human being. So, fundamental human rights are rights that are inalienable. These are rights that cannot be separated from you being a human being. For instance, you could talk. It's God that gives you that right to talk. He puts mouth there so that you can talk. So a government cannot take that right from you. So that's what we mean by fundamental rights. God gave you leg, you can walk. Okay, you can move from one place to another. God gave you eyes, you can see. So it's not the government that gave you eyes. It's not the government that gave you mouth. And then God give you will. You can decide that you want to join, a particular religion or not. So these are fundamental human rights, and every country has it. These are the things that God has given to every human being. So most countries put it in a form of law and make it available for people. In the United States, it's called the Bill of Rights, and I think Kenya too, Bill of Rights, and some other African countries, Bill of Rights. Meanwhile, some people call it just your right, and then some country call it your fundamental human right. So now in Nigeria, one of the things that you are going to come across as you move from place to place and as you go about your activities in Nigeria is that there will be a time when you have to use this right or enforce these rights. These rights are very, very important that you know them. So I'm going to read out some of these rights to you, explain it, and then tell you how you might be able to use them. So the first one I have here is your right to be alive. Okay? So you have right to be alive. So anything that threatens your life, whether it is police, whether it is government, whether it is other individuals, you can always bring up the matter. Okay? And your fundamental human rights are protected by the court of law in Nigeria. I know many people don't really believe in the judiciary so much, but the truth remains that when something is your right and you have access to it, it's better you have it than having nothing. So your right to life, you have the right to be alive, and that's why you shouldn't allow anybody to kill you. Nobody has the right to kill you. The only place that can declare anybody to die is the court. Nobody can declare you that. If somebody tells you maybe you have a police or an army, they arrest you and they are telling you they will kill you, they don't have, in fact, that statement ordinarily is a threat, and for that you can even sue people and collect money for saying that kind of statement to you. So that's right to life. You also have right to dignity, right to human dignity. So nobody can beat you, molest you outside, useless you, tear your clothes, just like the case that happened in one of the airline incidences. So if anybody does that, that violates your right to dignity. So what can you do? You can reclaim your right. Of course, you will have access to damages, and damages basically means that they will give you money, okay, and you can protect your right. It is your right. I didn't say your privilege. There's a difference between privilege and right. Right is what is your property. Privilege is what they give you. Fela sang a song. He said, "Human right now my property. You know if you dash me." That is, human right is what you are born with. It is your right. So you need to understand that these your right. Some of them have been enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution. Okay, so and one of it is, the first one I mentioned is right to life. The second one is right to human dignity. So nobody. Okay, so let me give you an example now. So maybe you are on your way somewhere and police arrest you, and they begin to beat you, drag you on the floor, and they were recording it. That is the violation to your right to dignity. What does the law says? Anti-torture law says that the police can go to jail for 25 years for doing that. But how do you pursue that? Those are part of the things I'm going to be discussing with you towards the tail end. How do you pursue things like that? Okay, let me just say this now. So when you have a case like that, they molest you, they harass you, and then you have it recorded, because whenever you are approaching the court or you want to approach any of the legal services I'm going to mention to you, because there are ways you get these legal services for free. About 7 of them. I've already explained how to get them. I put their phone number, their email, their website on the Niger Law Room. So if you go to Niger Law Room on Instagram, you can click on follow, and then you'll be able to see the list of 7 places where you can get free pro bono services by lawyers that can help you enforce your fundamental human rights. So what is pro bono? Pro bono basically means free legal services. So Nigeria has what we call the Legal Aid Council. The Legal Aid Council, one of their jobs is to help you when you cannot hire a lawyer. Okay, so moving forward on the scenario I was painting. So when you have a case where a policeman dragged you on the road, embarrass you and all that, the major thing you should do if you want to use these services in Nigeria, the major thing you should do is just make sure that that thing is captured. You don't need to scream. You don't need to be fighting them back and punching them. Make sure that you are able to capture that process, either picture or video. Video will be better. Once you have that, you are going to go to any of the 7 legal services, free services, I have mentioned in that slide on Instagram. When you get there, they're going to ask you for the video or the picture. And then police does not have the right to detain you for more than 24 hours in simple and misdemeanor offenses. So what do I mean by that? When an offense is not a grave offense, then police does not have the right to detain you more than 24 hours. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. So the right to dignity. So when they embarrass you, insult you, and then you need something to show, because that is how the law works. You need to show what happened, then you show the evidence of what happened, then they apply the law to the thing that happened and the evidence of what happened. That's how the law works in your favor. Okay, so then that means you now talk about right to dignity. Then the next one is right to liberty. You can move from one place to another. Okay, you can move from one place to another. So go to Niger Law Room on Instagram, follow. When you follow there, you will be able to have access to all these places where you can have the free pro bono services. Don't forget that. Okay, so the third one is right to personal liberty. Every person shall be entitled to his own liberty. No person shall be deprived of such liberty, save in the following cases. So you have the liberty to be yourself, to move around, to do what you want to do. If police is ever going to arrest you, is going to be to bring you before the court. police cannot arrest you and they perpetually detain you. That is an opportunity for you right there to make money from the police. Okay, when they detain you more than 24 hours. So let me give you an instance that happened recently and how it was handled. So this guy was supposed to import a vehicle. He just gave a number. He helped somebody to pay another person. So the person want to do an international transfer, so he doesn't have the dollar amount. So he sent the money to him and he helped him to pay. So when he now paid the person outside Nigeria, the person outside Nigeria did not deliver the goods. And when the person did not deliver the goods, the person that gave him the money to help him pay started chasing him. He involved the police. So it's a business transaction on car. They wanted to bring in car. The police swinged in and said that he defrauded him. Okay? And they were trying to establish fraud. And the man clearly said, okay, I gave him money to help me pay somebody. And they tried to confirm, are you sure he has paid him? They said yes. They confirmed that he has paid him. And then the man that helped the other person pay, the police detained him for about 4 days. The man quietly sat down there. He didn't shout. He didn't make noise. Then the police released him. In fact, they even collected some money from him. They released him. And then when the man was released, he went to court. And then he won against the police. In fact, in the process, they even collected the man's car. He won against the police, and the court awarded him a 1 million naira payment, damages, compensation. So now the other guy, he also won against the other guy. What am I trying to say? So when he won that now, the police are now to pay him 1 million. So when he now went to their office, they gave him his car. They had to negotiate with him. Okay, how can we reduce the money and all of that so that we don't have to pay you 1 million? The legal department of police did not know that those policemen have gone to commit that crime. Have gone to do that damage to the police force. So, and then they detained the guy for more than 24 hours. So you need to understand this. When you have to, the purpose of the police arrest is to bring anybody that is arrested before the court. That's the purpose of police arrest. To bring anybody that is arrested before the court. Unless it's a grave criminal matter. Now, a grave criminal matter is different from a great civil matter, and is different from a simple misdemeanor and a simple offense. So let me give you an example of simple offense. So classification of simple offense, for instance, if somebody is driving one way, it's a simple offense. But somebody that is, is involved in armed robbery, that one, when they arrest him, the police can detain him more than 24 hours. So, but the purpose of police arresting somebody, taking his liberty, is to bring him before the court. Then the next one is the right to fair hearing. So, anytime you hear they want to take somebody to court, they will not just take somebody to court and then they will throw him to jail. No, it doesn't happen that way. If there's anybody like that, we have these bodies that will help you out. That's why I'm educating you now. I discover a lot of Nigerians don't know this. They will not just take you from court and then put you in jail without listening to your side of the story. They will listen to your side of the story. If you don't have money to get a lawyer, I have given you 7 places where you can get lawyers for free. So go to Nigeria Law Room, check that slide, follow the link, Nigeria Law Room on Instagram, follow the link, and you will see the phone numbers, you will see the addresses of where to get these lawyers. Okay. The next one is right to privacy and family life. So nobody has the right to be checking your phone on the road. You are moving maybe from one place and they are doing stop and search. There is no right as to searching your phone. And just like I said, you don't need to shout with anybody. You need that evidence that somebody is searching your phone. And it may look very small and they have tell you go, don't worry. Look, even when they tell you go, don't worry, they've committed that violation. And as such, you can sue and collect damages. So all you need to do is just make sure that you have the evidence, and then you know the name of the person you want to sue, because it's the policeman that commit the offense that you can sue. So you sue the Inspector General of Police. Yeah. Anytime you have to sue police like that, you sue the Inspector General of Police, and then you sue the policeman involved. So that's the way it works. So these are your rights. Somebody cannot come inside your room and begin to say is a law enforcement agent, and then begins to invade your privacy without any order. The next one is right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. Okay, so you have the right to choose which religion you want. It is your decision. Nobody can force you. That's why in a particular state, a governor cannot say, this state we don't want Muslims, or we don't want Christians, or we don't want traditionalists. You cannot say that as a governor. A governor cannot interfere with the religion that people want. The people decide what they want. You have the freedom to think. You have the freedom to your conscience. And anytime anybody is trying to intercept that or interrupt that, then, it's a violation of your right. And you can take it up just like I've said. Then you have the right to expression at the press. Just like I'm talking now, so I have the right to express myself. You also have the right to express yourself. That's why you can call him. The only thing is that there are limitations to that right. You cannot say what is not true or what is detrimental to other people or what is defamatory to other people. Okay? But you have the right to hear your opinion. You have the right to say what you want to say. Nobody can say, keep quiet. Don't say that. You have the right of expression at the press. You have the right to peaceful assembly. It's your right. You can decide to stay with your friends and go for a walk. You are not destroying anything. You are not causing public disruption. All of you just want to take a walk. You can do it. It's a right. You have the right to association. You can decide who you want to associate with or who you are not associating with. You have the right to movement, the freedom of movement. You can decide, I'm not living in Lagos again. I want to go and live in Sokoto. And then you start moving on the road. If somebody say you cannot move from Lagos to Ibadan, they restrict you, they make you stay at home, then that's a violation of your right. And then you have the right to freedom from discrimination. Nobody can discriminate against you. They cannot say because you are a female, we don't employ female in this office. It's a right to discrimination, and it's a violation of your right. We don't employ male in this place. We don't employ Christians here. We don't employ Muslims here. It's a violation of your right. And people don't know that. Okay? It's a violation of your right. And you can sue for violation of your right. Use the free legal services I've spoken to you about, and when you use those free legal services, they can help you claim your rights. In fact, in the Nigerian judicial system, there is there is, or in the adjudicatory process of the Nigerian space, there's what we call the FREP rule, the Fundamental Rights Enforcement Rules. That is, whenever you meet any of these free legal services that I've mentioned to you, you could actually tell them this thing, show them a proof that it happens, the violation happened. Then they will use what we call the FREP rule to help you, take your case to the court. That is, there's a special way your matter is addressed, through the FREP rule when it's a violation of your right. There's a special rule of engagement with the court when it is the violation of your right, which is not there for other, civil laws. It's not there for other civil laws. So this one is special, and that's why you have to keep it at heart. So right to freedom from discrimination. Nobody can discriminate against you. They can't say because you're an Igbo man. It made me remember a story. In Igbo land, a lady or a girl child cannot have access to inheritance before. Okay, so when you have a female child, and you have a female child, and the child is the firstborn or secondborn or whatever born, or that's all the children you have are female. Okay, so whatever. When the father died, they don't have access to the inheritance of the father. If the man has all his children female, guess who owns the property? The brother of the man, the next of kin. And that has gone on for years. But it was challenged in court based on this section 42 of the Nigerian 1999 Constitution. It was challenged up to the Supreme Court level in the case of Ukeji versus Ukeji, Mojoku versus Mojoku. So what does that mean? So the family that is called Mojoku, the girls there took the matter to court. So from High Court to Court of Appeal to Supreme Court, that they don't want us to take part of our father's property that is late because we are females. And the court rules that that's a violation of their rights, and with immediate alacrity they should give them their portion. And that was how the story changed. If they have kept quiet, nothing will have happened. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people that a lot of people are usually afraid, and they are like, I don't want wahala. Nobody wants wahala. You need to arm yourself with the right information so that if anything happens, you know what to do. It's a double problem. When something happened to you and you don't know what to do, it is two problems that person has. But when something happened to you and you know what to do, that's just one problem. So you now know how to solve the problem, but you don't know what to do when something happened to you. So what do you do? So this case I've mentioned to you now, somebody's father has 200 billion. The man only has girls, 3 girls, and then the man died. And then you now say because of one tradition, all the 200 billion worth of property is going to his brother. So, and the children are still in the university. They have not finished university. And there's no money to send them to school. There's nothing they are going to eat. And so they are suffering. And the younger brother of the man is now enjoying the money. And they're saying, I don't want any trouble. I don't know what to... No! You need to know what is correct so that you can enforce it. And that's part of the essence of this program. Okay? That's part of the essence of this program. So that law has changed now. In Igbo land, a male child has access to property. A female child also have access to property. Because some people rose up and went to court on it. Ukeji versus Ukeji, Majoku versus Majoku. So So that's right to freedom from discrimination. The next one is right to acquire and own immovable property anywhere in Nigeria. So you can own property anywhere in Nigeria. The idea of I am from this tribe, I cannot own property here, it does not exist. You can own property anywhere in Nigeria. That's what the law says. And you can enforce that. Okay, that's what I keep saying. When you have an opportunity and you are approaching it with a mindset of, hey, don't mind them. See, look, how do you think it will automatically work? Somebody says that if you don't try it at all, it will never work at all. If you give it a try, it may work or it may not work. But if you don't try it at all, it will never work at all. What does that mean? When you already have a closed mindset, the matter is closed. It's a problem. But when you give it a shot, you never know what will come out. Okay? So, right to acquire property anywhere in Nigeria is your right. So, as a Yoruba man, you can go to Kano and go and buy land. As an Igbo man, you can come to Lagos and buy land. It is in the law. Okay? So the next one is compulsory acquisition of land. So now this one talks about the fact that if the government is getting a property and that property they want to use it for public good, the government can take somebody's property and then they will give him compensation. That's what the law says. Okay? Now, the law compels the government to bring immediate or prompt compensation. I must mention the word prompt compensation. And the property is not acquired for the governor's good or the politician's good. It's acquired for the good of everybody. So, and what are examples of those kind of situations? Maybe they want to make a road, and whenever they are doing that, they must give you compensation. So these are your rights. And then I think the last one I want to add is that you have the right to approach the court. Okay? Anybody have the right to go and approach the court. You can go to the court at any time you feel that your right has been violated or your right is about to be violated. So they must not have done something to you. If they are about to do it to you, which is your right is about to be violated, you can also approach the court. And the list I have given you in Nigeria law room. So if you go to Nigeria law room now, the latest post I have there, all these things I'm saying, I posted it there already. Okay. Then at the back, I posted the list of, where you can get free legal services. I put their phone number, I put their addresses, I put their link, their website. So you can just go through it and see how you can enforce your right. Okay. I'm going to open the phone line. Let me take some calls. If you feel that you want to give me some practical question or, my time is gone, I have to go right now. So that's all I can take today. I'm going to see you on Monday again. Till I come your way next time, Successful Sanmi is my name, and I'm saying remain financially intelligent.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money. With Successful Sanmi at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet.